just gonna give it a couple minutes while we get everything set up. Welcome if you're already chimed in. Alright, looks like we're starting to get a couple viewers, so I hope you're all excited for challah baking. In just 2 minutes here, we'll be challah baking. It's going to be super exciting. Get ready for Shabbat. Okay. Maybe some music while we get ready. Alright, we're going to get started in just 1 minute, everybody. Alright, we have hit 10 o'clock, so welcome everyone. On behalf of Shorashim, I'm so happy to be here. My name is Matt Rissien, or Chef Matt today. So today, we're going to be making challah. So first off, how I got connected with Shorashim, I have numerous birthright trips, and I've also staffed, they help provide touring for the 8th grade Tom Israel Now trip in Chicago. So I've staffed a bunch of those trips as well, and always love working with Shorashim. So the other thing I wanted to say is this recipe and everything I learned last week from my friend Gabby Gordon. So Gabby, if you're out there, which I think you are or will be, this is your shout out. Thank you so much for all of your guidance and ways of making the challah. So in a crazy quarantine time, here we are in the kitchen. How do we make food? How do we make challah? By following directions, but first, we wash our hands. So, everybody walk over to your sink, grab your soap, provide, and 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Make sure you get it nice and clean, and make sure we scrub it nicely. No viruses here in quarantine life. Alright. Once your hands are washed, we are ready for fun. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to let you know the ingredients that you will need. You will need 2.5 cups of warm water. 2.5 cups, warm water. Then, you will need 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Ooh. Then, we will also need a packet of yeast, which when I went to the store, this was the very last yeast package, and then I went to the store yesterday, and they had a lot more left. So, this was the lucky last yeast package at the time. Then, you're going to need 1/2 cup of honey. Our good friend the bear, right there. Then, we're going to need eggs. Ooh. Any kind of eggs will do. My wife's personal favorite, Phil's, but any egg works. Then, next, we will need salt, and you will need the most important, flour. Okay. So once you have all of that together, and we should be putting that in the description, we're going to get started. So, the first thing you're going to do, take your cup here and fill it up with 2.5 cups of warm water. So this goes to 2 So we're going to fill it up once, and then we're going to do a half. So here we go. Warm water. Fill it up to 2 cups. And always test it, because sometimes it starts out warm, and then by the time I touch it, it ends up hot. But we are good to go. So we are going to take this, that's 2 cups right there, and pour it in the bowl. And then we will measure another half. All right, look at that. 2.5 cups of water. And I'll just give you a nice close look so everybody can see we put the water in the bowl. All right, next we're going to do the the vegetable oil. So here I chose Mazola, but any vegetable oil will work. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons, but here's a trick that I was taught by my friend Gabby Gordon. If you put the oil in the tablespoon and then you transfer it to the half cup that we're going to use for the honey, it will coat the outside. And when the honey goes in, it just, whoop, slides right in. You don't have to do anything except just pour it in, and it doesn't get stuck. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Here's my tablespoon. Here's my vegetable oil. And we're taking off the cap. And spill it on with water just so that way I don't make a mess, because sometimes cleanup is hard. So here we go. We're going to go 1. Oh, whoops. I'm pouring it into the half cup. Okay. There's 1. And then we'll pour our second one into the half cup. That's 2. Have some fun. If you don't have fun, what's the point of cooking? So then we take our half cup with the oil, kind of stir it around so that it's coated, and then, sorry, Mr. Honey Bear, got to move you over. We're going to go. Nice. Good work, everybody. You're doing a great job. So now you should have water and oil in a bowl. All right. Now it's time for our good friend, Mr. Honey Bear. Take your half cup, like so. Take your honey and fill it up. Ooh, look at that. Here we go. All the way up. Filling it up. Fill your cup with honey. Oh, I might finish this week. Oh. Don't mind me. Oh. Nice. Perfect. Especially because we won't make challah next week, because we'll matzah, or eating matzah, because I don't know how to make matzah. So then, take your half cup of honey and pour it on in. Yes. So now, hang on, make sure you get it all nice. Perfect. So now I'm going to show you. Ooh, we got water, oil, and honey. And now, it is time for the lucky ingredient. It's time for the yeast. And to save me the embarrassment of not being able to get these packages open, because sometimes they're super hard, we've got scissors. If you don't have scissors, that's okay. Strength. I'm sure you can do a better job than I can. But here we go. And once the yeast is ready to go, pour it on in. Pour it on in. Pour it on in. Here we go. Pour it on in. Come on, yeast. All right. Okay. Now we have yeast, oil, honey, water, and I have a whiskey thing, the whisk. So what we're going to do is just kind of let it sit for a couple seconds here and let it really activate. And now we're going to stir it. Stir it all together. Stir it all together. Honey, yeast, oil, and water. And what you're going to do is you're going to stir it up so that it doesn't have too many clumps. Make sure it's all dissolved. We don't want clumps. Got it all dissolved. No clumps in a challah. Got no clumps. Like I said, if you're not having fun, what's the point of making challah? All right, so here we go. Now that it's all dissolved together, we're going to let that sit. All right. So I'd just like to pause for 2 seconds and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom while you're mixing your ingredients. It's crazy weeks out there, and so it's nice that, you know, Shabbat, we take a time to make some challah, and then we get to have, really with technology and everything, we can do whatever we want, just not physically. So it's nice to be connected to you all virtually today. And, all right, now, for the fun part. It's actually, I've always found it hard to crack eggs, but I learned with my lovely Jewish day school education from Braid Hebrew Academy in Overland Park, Kansas, shout out, that you have to crack an egg into a bowl first, because if the egg has any blood in it, then it's not kosher. So I have this bowl here, and we're going to start out, we're going to do 2 bowls. So this and the other part, and we're going to do 2 whole ones. So we're going to crack it. Woo! All right, that one did great. No blood there, so we're going to pour that right into our bowl. Nice. And then let's take 1 more egg and crack it whole. Woo! This is amazing. I got no eggshells. I gotta say, every other time I've had to like pick out the eggshells, so this is nice. No embarrassment on Facebook Live with Shorashim. All right, we got 2 whole eggs in there, and here comes the interesting part, because you need the yolk. So 4 egg yolks. So we're gonna crack it into the bowl. All right. It took me a second to think about it. The egg yolk is the yellow part. The egg white is the clear part. So I've never actually tried this, but I'm going to try it with you guys here. I looked online, and I saw that if you take a water bottle that's empty and put it in and squeeze it, it will actually suck up the egg yolk. So let's see if it works. It works! So if you'd like, you can take a water bottle, and you can crack your egg into the bowl, and then you can take out the yolk, and then, boop, there's 1. We're going to do 4 of these. I'm so happy that worked, everybody. Oop. Don't mind me. Oop. See, that time I made a mess. All right. So let's see if we can go 2 for 2 with the egg yolks here. Got our handy dandy water bottle. Squeeze it. So. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We got number 2. Now let's do 2 more of those. I hope you're having as much fun with this as I am. All right. This is number 3, everybody. Or, in Hebrew, shalosh. Oh. I jinxed it. That one didn't work. So, luckily I had an extra egg. And we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. By actually scooping out the yolk and pouring it in. But if the water bottle trick is working for you, keep doing that, because that was much easier than the mess that I'm making here for you all. All right, and last egg. All right, let's use this as like a little force here. Let the whites come on down. Come on. We're streaming here. Come on, egg. All right, there we go. And pour in the fourth eggshell. All right. Hopefully you guys are all still with me. We got the eggshells on the thing. Okay. We don't have eggshells in our challah. We have the egg yolks in our challah. So I'm going to take a second and let's play some fun Israeli music while we stir. Here we go. Oh, it's the Tudu Bomb song. Stir. You can use a whisk. It's easy if you have it. It also tastes better if you dance. Whisk it. All right. I'm just going to pause it right there before the good part, because now we're going to add in a little bit more. We are going to bring in our good friend, Mr. Kosher Salt. Welcome. And we will do 1 teaspoon. So I actually have a half teaspoon, so I'm going to do 2 of those. So let's fill it up twice, or once if you actually have a teaspoon on you. And pour it in, and pour it in. And then let's just stir that for 2 seconds. And totally optional, but I like a little bit of sugar in my challah. So I'm just going to, pour a little hefty helping. Not required. I did it last week without sugar, and it tasted great. So then we stir it up a little bit. All right, I see we got about 20 people cooking challah with us. I can't wait to see all the pictures. Oh, and just like that, 23. Okay. Now comes the fun part. It is time to take the flour, and I'm going to put the cap on the vegetable oil, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes accidents happen, and we don't want that. So, okay. Now, let's take our cup. The cup is the big one. Here we go. So what we're going to do, you're going to take your cup, scoop up your flour, and pour 1 cup in. Then we're going to stir it. We're going to go cup by cup by cup by cup, because we don't want it to get too overwhelming with the flour. And then we'll talk. So, take your cup, take your flour, and make sure it's a nice top thing. We're going to count it. This is number 1. So pour it in there. And for number 1, let's have another dance party. Hang on. And stir. It's going to start easy and get a little harder as we get to the 8th cup. It's like Passover with the wine, but we get 8 cups of flour. And whisk it. and whisk it. Here we go. Stir and stir it. I hope you guys can hear the music, otherwise I'm just kind of dancing, which is okay. Because it's Friday, and we're baking challah. We want no clumps in this. Keep stirring. Here we go. All right, that is one. Now, let's go back. And let's say it in Hebrew. This is number shtayim. That's Hebrew for two. Pour it in. Let's get a little change of song here. Ooh. Stir it up, stir it up, stir it up. I actually think I'm going to have to switch this to a bigger bowl, because this is getting pretty full here. So keep stirring. All right, looks like this is the bowl. We're just going to make it work. Keep stirring. This is two. If anybody wants, you can put in the comment section where you're watching from. We're going to have challah all over the world. Before Passover comes, I won't keep reminding us. It's Shabbat party time. All right, here we go. Time to bring in Lucky, number 3. Ready? Woo! And we'll do another song change. Oh, thanks for helping us cook today, Netta. So I always mix it around to make sure that we don't get too many clumps going. And always make sure you get it at the bottom too, because sometimes it hides. And you flip it over thinking it's done, and all of a sudden there's all this dough. And in case you didn't notice, our batter's getting thicker. This is what we're looking for. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. We're making challah and we're running out. All right. My third is ready. Let's do number 4. Here we go, here we go. The flour. Arba, that's 4. Let's pour. All right. And stir. Here we go. Oh, it's starting to smell like Shabbat, everybody. Here we go. Sing if you know the words. Let's go. You stupid boy. All right. That was 4. Now it starts to get a little tough, everybody, so let's pour in. Who knows what 5 is in Hebrew? That's right. Chamesh. And we pour it, and dance party. Oh, it's starting to get pretty thick here, so you got to be careful not to pour the flour all over, like I'm doing. And stir it, and stir it. All right. We're almost at the part where we got to use our hands, because look at this. Ready? Stir it, and stir it. The challah. It's getting ready. The dough. Here we go. If you stir to the music, it doesn't change the stirring, it's just more fun. Oh. We're stirring. All right. This is when it gets really fun. All right. Hang on. I'm going to pause for a moment. We have now completed 5. Hopefully your dough looks kind of like this. Maybe even a little bit thicker, maybe even a little less. It doesn't matter because we're going to make it work. All right? So after this one, you may have to start taking your hands and like stirring it with your hands. So this is number 5, right, guys? Yeah? And here we go with number 6. If it starts to get hard to do it with the whisk, use your hands. Let's do some more neta. And stir. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Stir. Hey. Shabbat is coming. Making the challah. Stir the flour. I'm making a mess here. I'll clean it up later. Making challah for Shabbat. Call your mama. Run. All right, here we go. Time for the hands. Don't be afraid to get messy. You're not going anywhere today. Stay home and make challah. This is the night. One thing that I didn't think about is how am I going to change the song if I'm covered in dough? You can just do a little flippery. And don't forget to get it way off your hand. Stop! Call the papa. Okay. Give me 30 seconds just to wash this off before I do this all over again. Keep stirring at home. You're doing great. You're doing great. stirring. All right. Let's do this one. Okay. Here we go. Let's put in number 7. All right, Sherry, we're glad you're going to make it. And let's put in, here we go. On the Odea that we are making some challah. We'll stir it up and then we'll make a mess, but holla. We're gonna clean it when all is done because it's almost Shabbat. La la la. We're quarantined, but that don't mean we can't have some fun. Let's take and make the dough. I hope you're enjoying. I don't know where this song is coming from, but I'm making challah. Keep stirring, guys. This is where it gets to be a little workout. Get the flour in the dough and then get in there with your hands. You're doing a great job. See, we don't need yoga. We've got challah. And the more we put in, the better it's going to be, the less sticky it's going to get. So, keep up the good work. Woo! I got a lot of dough here now. It's looking pretty doughy. So I'm going to take my whisk. And we're going to clean out the whisk a little bit here. And get dirty with the hands. With the hands. Here we go. And just kind of flip it over and tuck it in. And flip it over, tuck it in. It's kind of sticky, but that's okay. Flip it over and put it in. As you can see though, it's starting to feel like the dough that we're looking for. And if you did it right, your shirt should be covered in flour. All right. Keep on flipping. I just found a lot of that flour on the bottom of my bowl I was talking about, so we just gotta flip it and push it and flip it and push it. This is why we washed our hands, guys. Quarantine life. We're all good. Here we go. That we are making some challah. Okay. So now, that was number 7. Okay, hopefully you might have 2 people, so somebody can pour the flour in so you don't have to just wash your hands in between every time. But if you're like me, you got the fun sticky hands, but we gotta wash them off. So I'll be right back. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Here we go. Wash the hands. Just keep stirring if you're at home. We're almost done. We got about 2 more things of flour. Okay. Here we go. I hope you're all enjoying. I hope you're all with me still. We are almost done. Let's find one more good song for us. Ooh, Hina ani ba. Here we come. That's the flour saying. Hina ani ba. Here comes the flour. Making challah. We're making challah. This is number 7, everyone. If your challah starts feeling like challah, and you think it's ready, you can stop. But here's my whisk. Whisk it, whisk it. And remember, if you stir it, it's going to get flour everywhere, so you got to kind of push first. Push it down and rotate. And push it down and rotate. And push it down and rotate. And wipe it, because it's hot. And push it down and rotate. And push that down and rotate. And push it, and push it, and push it. Make it challah. Change my mind. Let's just do, ooh, mama, I'm making challah again. Stir it till it's dough I can. So keep stirring, guys. I'm just trying to keep you entertained while you're stirring. All right, all 28 of you guys, here we go. I actually think my dough is almost ready, but we're not there yet. Again, whew, kitchen's hot. Oh, pause. If you would like, at this point, set your oven to its lowest setting possible. Once it's at the lowest setting possible, it's going to get it a little hot, just so there's some heat in there, so that way when you put your dough in to rise, you'll turn the oven off, but it'll be hot enough that it'll help it rise. So I'm going to do bake. I believe my lowest setting is 175. Ooh, I got 5 extra degrees. It's 170 for me. I don't know what it is for you, but go ahead and do that. If your hands are dirty and you can't do that, don't worry about it. It's not imperative. It's just a helpful tip. The other helpful tip that I wanted to let you know, if you're married and you have a ring, or if you're wearing any jewelry, if you haven't taken it off by now, take off the jewelry and let's keep on dancing. Oh, this is my favorite. Stir. This song is called He Rock Rissien Code, which means you just gotta dance. Here's a couple. Hands. He Rock Rissien Code. Dough. All right. And you should notice that all of a sudden your hands aren't as sticky because there's so much flour. And that's when you can really start getting into it. Move. Hey. We're just speaking Challah. And push it down and rotate. Push it down and rotate. Push it down, rotate. This is where the flour on the bottom of your bowl really comes in handy, because you can flip it over and get some of that in there. And then not only does it get it off your hand, but it creates a great doughy texture. Yuppa. Look at this. This is what we're looking for, people. Beautiful dough, not sticky, not too floury, just the right amount. And dance, because if you're not having fun, what's the point of making challah? And push it, and flip it, and push it, and flip it, and push it, and flip it, push it. Alright, so I'm almost there. I think I'm about a half to a full cup of flour away from the right consistency. So once you get to 7 or 8 cups, it's fill it as much as you think is needed, up to 10 cups. So I'm almost there, but I'm still a little sticky, as you can see. So we're gonna add one more thing of flour. And I'm just gonna let the playlist go because you don't need to see me wash my hands for a fifth time. But take note of that. Wash your hands all the time. Stay safe. Stay clean. Quarantine. And flip. And flip. And knead it. Let's knead it. And flip it. And knead it. Making challah. Making challah. Oh, this is a perfect dough this week. Look at this, everybody. I hope you're finding the same results that I got. Flip it, and pour it, and flip it, and dip it. I gotta see you guys dancing. This is challah Zumba. Hook, and flip it, and flip it, and press it. Oh. And press it down with all your force so you get all that flour that's at the bottom. All right, and make sure you flip it over, get that little. Look at this. This is working out great. I hope you're all finding the same results. So, about 2 seconds here. Okay. If you're at the point where you feel like you can stop, your dough shouldn't be too sticky, it shouldn't be too floury. I'm actually going to shake off some excess flour. Go ahead and wash your hands. See them washing? At least 20 seconds. That's what they say. All right, friends. At this point, this is where it gets a little tricky. So tricky, but pardon me. Woo. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that all of your challah dough is pushed up together into one ball, and then you're going to take it, and you're going to take a towel, like so, and you are going to drape it right over like that. Okay, so now, once it's draped over like that, you're going to turn on your oven so that it's not hot anymore. It's warm, but it's not hot because we don't want to cook it. We just want it to rise. So you're just going to take your dough and pop it in the oven to rise. And you're going to let that sit there for 2 hours. Now, here's what's going to happen as that happens. The dough, so last week when I did this, I did it out and the dough was like coming over almost onto the oven. We don't want that. So, you're going to let it rise for 2 hours, but after about an hour and a half, you're going to open up the oven, you're going to punch it, and punch it. Punch it down, because we don't want that challah flying over. So punch down, okay? 1.5 hours, punch it down. And then you're going to let it sit for 30 more minutes. And then you're going to bring it out. Now at this point, obviously, we can't fast forward 2 hours. So what we have done for you guys is we have placed in the comments, and I'm going to look on here real fast just to make sure that we've got that in there. While I'm doing this, once again, a shout out to Gabby Gordon for providing this recipe and my tutoring of challah baking last week. And I actually, I don't want to waste your time because I'm trying to find it, so I'm going to assume it's in there. If it's not, I will make sure that we post it, but I'm pretty sure it's posted. So all the future directions are there on how much to cook it for, how long to cook it for. Don't forget your extra egg to baste the top of the challah. You can also sprinkle some honey on top. I saw somebody do like a Parmesan cheese. They just sprinkled it up. But of course, if you're having Shabbat dinner, so make sure to do that. You don't have your Shabbat meal. But otherwise, just have fun with it. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Certainly enjoyed it. We're going to be able to probably share this later. So if somebody wants to have some fun and dance along, they can. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me for this cooking show, and don't forget to have fun. And we're almost at the weekend. Thank you to all the nurses, the first responders, the doctors, everybody who's doing everything they can right now. Got my wife upstairs, she's a teacher, so thank you to all the teachers. I know how much hard work you're putting into this. And for everybody else who's chiming in and watching the show, thank you guys so much. I hope you're all doing well. I think that's it. Shalom, Chaverim.